Right guys, Andy here. Today I'm going to show you the Tigris Premier 2. It's made by a company called Access 2, which are based in the UK. Basically, it's the Tigris. See if we can focus on that. Tigris Premier 2. It's patent protected until 2017 apparently. Quite a simple bit in. This is the first of a master keyed system. That's one of the first of the master keyed systems actually. This lock still has the master pin inside it. I don't want to spin it around too much to see the camera because I'm not going to be able to do what I'm doing. So basically you've got quite... Let's stick that back on there actually. Let's take it out of the vise. Basically you've got... The camera will focus on it. Fucking iPhone piece of shit. You've got quite a radical keyway there. Whether you can see that or not. Let's bring it right up and close and personal to the camera. It is quite quite a radical keyway. Anything's that's better. Anything's possible. If it's got pins, if it's got a keyway, and they're visible, it can be picked. Or in this case, raked. Now, Access 2 sell these cylinders for around about £30 each. Obviously, £30 for a Euro cylinder, that's quite expensive. Whereas with something like this, the CSAT Astral S, which I've not bothered to pick yet, I'm actually going to pick this cylinder apart, use half of it and stick it inside a padlock for the front gates. Anyway, key, lock. Tighten this crappy vise up a bit more. As you can see, key works absolutely fine. Let's take another key from the same suite. So there's the other key, there's the original key. See the difference is them two depths just there. Different key doesn't work. Correct key does work. I don't have a master key. Enough yabbering on. Let's see how easy these things are to rake. I've done this quite a few times off camera now, so you know what it's like. Bosnian Bill has issues doing stuff off camera, a piece of piss. When it comes to doing stuff on camera, that's when nothing happens. Now, you're probably not going to be able to see much because my hand's in the way and I'm using a shitty iPhone, because I don't use my iPhone for much for YouTube videos. In fact, there's not many YouTube videos on my account. There's one using the HUK lock disassembly kit from ukbumpkeys.com. All of my pics come from ukbumpkeys.com. I can't fucking see what I'm doing, it is ridiculous. Let's just fucking start raking away, bouncing them pins up and down. Reset it every now and then. A little bit of rotation on the plug there. It does have security pins in it, by the way. I don't know how many, because I've never bothered my ass to take the lock apart. I probably will never take it apart because these are a real pain in the ass to get apart. I don't have a proper set of pliers to get the clips off. I've only got the standard tool which comes with the HUK set. I just want to double check this cylinder is actually still working, because when I picked it before it didn't seem to want to work. Something got caught up in there, whether it was a piece that flew off my pick, I don't know, but The key didn't want to go in, the lock didn't want to turn even with the key inside it. Yes, the master pins are still inside this lock, but this is just basically a demonstration of not only how easy a master keyed suite the cylinder is to pick, but also how shit these cylinders actually fucking are. One of the things that happens with these cylinders, oh there we go, raked. You can see that or not, but basically that has now been raked. Obviously we can stick it back to its lock position, turn the thumb turn with it. Now this lock is known as a classroom lock. Basically, when it's installed inside a school or a college, the key can turn both ways, but the thumb turn can turn one way to unlock, but to lock it cannot turn to that locked position. The reason being is in the bottom of the cylinder you've got let's see if we can focus on that. In the bottom of the cylinder, where the pins would normally be, you've got these two tiny little grub screws. One side has a spring and a pin. In fact, see if I can get that out of there. I don't have any Allen keys in this room, but I'm sure I can improvise something. See if I can improvise a set of tweezers to get it out. No, didn't think so. Well, I'm not getting that out of there just yet. Basically, inside one of these two little chambers, you've got a pin with a spring. Then, just behind this thumb turn knob, handle, whatever you want to call it, we'll call it a wheel. Just behind that thumb turn, you've got like a ratchet mechanism. Now, as I turn that, if I bring this closer to the camera. Right guys, sorry for the slight pause in the video there. You'll have to excuse my video editing, it is fucking shite. But my iPhone ran out of memory. Because they're good that way, they're absolutely shite phones. So anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, we were talking about these crappy cylinders. Anyway, this is what I'm going to show you, right? This classroom lock feature that they've got. Anyway, anyway, let's do it quickly before it runs out of bloody fucking memory again. Piece of shit. Right, enough of the iPhone. Behind this thumb turn wheel, we've got two chambers, which have got two grub screws in them. One of them chambers will have a spring and a pin. On the thumb turn shaft, we have a ratchet mechanism. Now if I turn this, you can hear it clicking away. That's basically the pin dropping into the chamber, and as it drops in, it means that we can't physically turn that thumb turn back the other way. Of course, if we want to swap that round so as we can turn it that way but not that way, all we do is take them two grub screws out, swap the pin and spring over to the other side. I want to try and get this out so I can show it to you, but I don't think I've got anything actually in this. Ooh, can I get it with these? You wouldn't have thought so, because they're only what have we got? What's that? Can we get it with that? Oh yes, of course we can. Right, anyway, I'll drop everything everywhere. So we take that out of there. Listen, that's how crap they are. They're not even. They haven't even been designed properly. So let's remove anything that's in it. There's nothing inside that cylinder. We've still got our ratchet mechanism, so it must be in the other cylinder. So let's remove this grub screw out of here. and you can see the spring pop up just there. Let's pull that spring out, drop the pin out. Should do this a pair of tweezers, but I've already put everything else away. There's your pin. It basically drops inside that cylinder. Now we can turn the lock freely, so it's now a standard Euro cylinder. So we want to change that so we can turn that cylinder the other way. We just drop it in into the other slot. It means that we can't turn the cylinder the other way. Drop your spring back in. Drop your grub screw back into the slot, into the poorly machined slot that is. Let's have a listen to this. Okay, maybe it's a no, I can't find that other. Oh, there it is. Maybe it's not a standard thread. Maybe what's that type of thread called again? Okay, it's like it's a progressive thread, so it starts off small, turns out big. So anyway, let's get it back in the vise. Make sure it still works after we fucked about with it. Let's get our tension tool straight back in the top of there. Just for the record, you can still see what you can still see. Just for the record, I need a better vise. You know of any places to get any decent vices apart from fucking Wilco's or B&M's? Let me know. So just for the record, we're going to rake this real quick again. Probably a quicker way of raking like this, but I'm not one for raking locks. If I get out to a site and they've got a crappy cylinder on, like this next one that I'm going to show you, I'd sooner just rip it out, snap it to fuck, drill it to fuck, and just put a better cylinder in there, because they are real shoddy. They're cheap as fuck. They're the same as what you get in Screwfix. They're the same as what you get in Screwfix, and they're exactly the same as the ones that you can find on eBay for like £3 a cylinder. Right, if you're moving house and you want to take your good cylinders with you and you don't like the person that's going in the house after you, but to secure your own home, I would never put them in. I'd never put these in either. For a sweeted system, if you're going to use a system, use a sludge. And I've just gutted a sludge in it. It was a 6-pin Orbis, also known as a Primus S. It had 6 pins in it. 5 of them pins were spools, and 1 of them was a standard. I could not pick it. I sat here with a shitty vise for around about let's see now, I must have sat here for a good look, it's locked up. And it's got quite a bit of see how racky that is. This is exactly what it did to me earlier. It didn't want to work, so I started whacking it with a flying picks. Started whacking it with a screwdriver, trying to get out of there whatever was jammed in there. And you see again, it's started working. Anyway, the Sludge Prius S, or the Orbis, whatever you want to call it. Oh, fucking phone nearly went flying. Flying phones, flying pics. Took it apart. It had 5 spools, 1 standard. Sat here for over an hour trying to bump it, trying to single pin pick it. Couldn't get it. So if anybody wants it, they can have it. In fact, you can have a standard key, and I've got a master key that goes with it as well. Tigris Premier 2 piece of shit. Don't know whether these have got some sort of reactor valve inside them, you know. Key works absolutely fine now. So if anybody wants that Sludge Primus S, one side of it's been gutted open. I'll give you the pins for it if I can find them, because they kind of went everywhere. But the other side of the cylinder is absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with it. If anybody wants it to piss about with, leave me a comment. You're responsible for paying the postage, because I don't like paying postage. Postage nowadays is absolutely shocking. There we go. Bumped again. Now, you hear a lot of people saying about this. I picked my lock, but it's upside down and I can't get it to move. Jam something in there. It can be anything. Take a pick, probably a thin one, put it in all the way to the back of the lock, push all them pins down, and what's happening is them pins that's in that pin housing are dropping back in, and there you go. Works perfect every time. But yeah, if you're going to secure your house, your office complex, a school, don't fucking use these, because they're shit. So yeah, that's your Tigris Premier 2. There you go, it's locked up again. So yeah, end of the video, guys. Remember, if you want, let's see if I can get it. There it is. If you want this, which is a basic Sludge Primus, like I said, the other side's been taken apart. Comes with a key. Works. Kind of works. It's probably because it's been taken apart that it doesn't want to work. Oh, there we go. So it works, but you will have to take that off in order to use it properly. Now this was an absolute pain in the arse to take apart because it had a full-size circlip, and I couldn't be arsed putting all the pins back in, putting all the springs back in. I just couldn't be bothered with it. Let's have a look in my little box of bits. I think I might actually have. Oh, there's one there. One of the spools. See if I can get it. I've got a box of just basically mixed up pins, mixed up springs, mixed up cores. There it is. So there is one of the standard spools that come out of there. In fact, let's put this spool pin in a white background. Grab my phone. There you go. That's one of the spools that come out of it. Now that's a standard spool. But the other spool that was in there was a double-ended spool. There he is there. Let's see if I can get him out of there amongst all the others. There he is. So these are your two standards. Not standards, the two spool pins that are inside that lock. So you got the double-ended spool. You can see that or not. Let's get my arm out of the way so we can get the light in there. Double-ended spool and the standard spool that's dropped in that corner. It has one of them double-ended spools, and it has 4 of them type of spools. Standard spool. I'll just call it a double-ended spool. But the other pins are somewhere in there. I'm not going to bother to try and get them all out there, because it's just going to be an absolute nightmare to find them all. Because there's all sorts of lock pieces in there. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the little video there, even though half of it was cut off due to my iPhone running out of memory. Like I said, if you want this large Primus, give me a shout. Send me some form of payment and I'll send it to you, not a problem.